At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump Nugget, Progressive Cash Drawings, Mystery Point Multipliers, Mystery Gift Days, Extra Cash for 4 of a kinds, Bingo, Bowling, Football, and Food Specials. Looking for constant action? Look no further. Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is brought to you in part by One Nevada Credit Union, where right now you can refinance your auto loan with rates as low as 2.98% and no payments for 90 days for qualified members. Call us today for details. News 46 is also brought to you by the Bankruptcy Center of Pahrump. When it comes to sensitive matters like bankruptcy, take a breath of fresh air by calling an experienced and compassionate attorney at the Bankruptcy Center of Pahrump. 775-727-4747. News is also brought to you by Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. When you need the best dermatology care in Pahrump, call Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. 775-727-9800. News is also brought to you by Capriotti Sandwich Shop, located in the Pahrump Nugget Casino. Call us at 775-751-3354 to order ahead. News is also brought to you by Hope Counseling Services, where we specialize in behavioral health, inspiring hope for a brighter tomorrow. Call 775-727-0101 for more information.
Tonight on News 46, high winds make it tough to fight a debris fire.
The second edition of Tubby Wexler PI is released.
And Pahrump Powerhouse wrestlers are on their way to the Nationals. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Zach Fuentes and Monique Murphy. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, June 5th, 2012. I'm Zach Fuentes.
And I'm Monique Murphy for News 46. High winds caused havoc for firefighters who extinguished a widespread unoccupied structure and debris fire yesterday. They also contained another fire on Comstock Circle last night. We caught up with Fire Chief Scott Lewis about yesterday's fire calls.
It was actually on Quail Run around the 3700 block, but originally what was dispatched was an unknown type fire with producing thick black smoke. As our engine company was approaching the scene, they were informed by Nye County that, in fact, they had a structure fire. As when the deputies arrived first, observed a trailer home pretty much in the middle of the property. It was fully involved. What we, in fact, had was actually a very, very large scattered rubbish fire. The structures that were on the property were under various states of demolition, and as a result, the materials from those trailers were strewn over almost 2.5 to 3 acres. And as you saw yesterday, we had high winds. There was an ignition source. The fire took off. It was burning not only the vegetation on the property, but it was burning all these different components, which included auto parts, car tires, strewn construction materials, and these structures that were in various state, again, of demolition. So they weren't intact structures. They weren't occupied. But our biggest challenge yesterday was there was 2 factors. Number one, this wind. We had gusts up to 30, 35 miles per hour. But in addition to that, it was just strewn all over the property. So lots of challenges, especially navigating through the property, trying to protect exposures. And those exposures were not immediate, but there was every potential if we were unable to get a good handle on the early fashion that it could have gone up to Bella Vista, which would have been another full block up.
The firefighters kind of surrounded the area and tried to contain it.
Yeah, and that was our prime. We treated it very much like we would a wildland fire, and our main goal was exactly what you just said: create a fire line around it, contain it. We used the street, or that being Quail Run, as our anchor point, and we did a pincher approach, which means they kind of fanned out on either side, and we're working around to contain the head of the fire. Again, with the wind also came shifting wind. So at one point, the fire was heading in a certain direction. We were making great progress on it, and it made a right-hand turn. So
Do firefighters have to watch out, especially when it does those kind of turns in the wind, of their escape route?
it is, and it's not just even a matter of the personnel, but it's also making sure our apparatus are in positions that they can quickly egress out, and that they're not stationary and become part of the problem rather than the solution.
You spoke about an ignition source. Do we know what that is?
We believe that it was at the hands of a human that was operating on the scene, but that it was accidental in nature. There was no indication of an intentional act.
We had a second fire over by Comstock.
Yes, last evening we were dispatched a report of a large brush fire in the Comstock Circle area. That'd be on the south side. Upon arrival, we found a very large debris pile that was of natural waste vegetation. It actually was in a good position for us because it had a natural fire break all the way around it. There were no immediate structure exposures, but we did have some embers. We placed an ember patrol through Comstock, initiated a good suppression effort, and quickly extinguished that fire.
And that rekindled a little bit this morning?
It really wasn't a rekindle. What's happening is the material is so deep-seated that some wisps of smoke produce over a period of time. Yeah. And people observe the smoke and think it's a rekindle. It's actually the original fire, but it's just somewhat presenting again up through the surface.
In these hot months, we get sometimes the vegetation fires. Manure catches fire in this kind of heat. What should people do to avoid that?
Try not to build up the large piles, trying to spread it out. It kind of helps disperse some of those heat. But mostly important, keep a fire break around it. Don't place other combustible materials in close proximity. Don't place it near a structure. And try and remove it. If all possible, get it up to the landfill. They can reprocess it, make mulch out of it, things like that. It's just that time of year. The low relative humidity, the higher temperatures, and the winds. So we're on alert. We knew that we're in a red flag day yesterday. It was posted on our boards. Our crews were prepared. We had a great response from our volunteer corps, and then everything worked out really well.
On May 31st, the Nye County Sheriff's Office was contacted regarding a parole absconder, Varian Neffy King, by Nevada State Parole and Probation. Following King's wife advising Nevada Parole and Probation and the Nye County Sheriff's Office that he was missing. A short time later, King was brought to the Nye County Sheriff's Office by two females who reported finding him walking naked on Basin Avenue, where it intersects with Wheeler Pass Road. King was reportedly delirious, dehydrated, and having seizures. He stated to Nye County Sheriff's deputies that he had been abducted the night before, taken up Wheeler's Pass Road and chained to a tree, that he had escaped from the chains and spent most of the night walking back to Pahrump until found by the two ladies. King was transported to Desert View Hospital, where it was determined that his condition was not life-threatening and that his injuries were solely related to exposure and sunburn. Subsequent investigation ultimately revealed that no crime was ever perpetrated against King, and in fact, King lied about his disappearance to everyone, including his wife. King confessed to his parole officer and subsequently arrested for absconding and will be charged by Nye County Sheriff's Office for filing a false police report, as well as any other charges arising as the investigation is completed. Now, the sale permit for a tent sale for Ninja Fireworks doing business as Blackjack Fireworks was questioned today at the Board of County Commissioners between Commissioner Joni Easley and District Attorney Brian Coonsey after the Regional Planning Commission approved them selling temporarily at a location on the south end of town.
There was an article in the May 11th Pahrump Valley Times about Blackjack Fireworks allowing tent sales, and I know I became aware yesterday that you may have some concerns about this also. Obviously, I have some concerns about the safety aspect of that, but that's not why I'm concerned about this. When I read the article in the newspaper, I went back and I pulled the minutes online from the RPC meeting, and this is a request from Ninja Fireworks doing business as Blackjack Fireworks. And that's what I was interested in looking at, was how the item was presented, because I'm sure that you remember when there was a lawsuit that was aimed at restoring the license for Blackjack Fireworks and how they wanted to be considered a totally separate and independent operation from Ninja Fireworks. And that's why I was concerned about this, because you can't have it both ways. Can you address that for me?
I can, and it was something that we started looking at. I've been getting a lot of calls on it, not specific on that issue. there was just concerns about in general about
the safety of
the safety, and you're going to have fireworks basically right there on the edge of a lot of brush area, with the idea that you got high explosive fireworks that fire extinguishers just sitting there don't put fires out unless you've got people there to actually use them. But in my review of it, I saw the exact same thing, that the conditional use permit was submitted by Ninja Fireworks.
Right, DBA
Blackjack Fireworks.
Right.
Ninja Fireworks, and I went back and researched, Ninja Fireworks permit is restricted to the property on 1181 South Highway 160. Ninja Fireworks does not have a permit to sell fireworks at the 4551 South Highway 160 property. So this is becoming an enforcement issue from the standpoint of the possibility of someone selling fireworks outside the requirements of their permit.
Yes.
And that's something that we will have to look at. I don't think it's anything that the board really can take action on. It's an enforcement issue, and we will certainly take remedial action.
And keep it here, folks, because we'll have more after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46. A U.S. drone strike has killed al-Qaeda's second-in-command, a significant blow to the terror network that has lost a string of top leaders since the death of Osama bin Laden last year. Abu Yahya al-Libi was considered a media-savvy, charismatic leader who escaped from an American prison in Afghanistan and helped preside over the transformation of al-Qaeda into a terror movement aimed at winning converts around the world. Al-Libi was the latest in the dozen senior-plus commanders removed in the clandestine U.S. war against al-Qaeda since Navy SEALs killed bin Laden. The American official who confirmed al-Libi's death said no one left in al-Qaeda comes close to replacing the expertise the group has just lost.
LD Michael John received an Act of Kindness Award yesterday from Butch Harper for the scholarship he provided to nursing students in his wife's memory, Lorraine Murray. From the Seroptimist explains how you can qualify for the scholarship.
The Seroptimist International Pahrump Valley was very honored to have the opportunity to have the Marlis J. Scholarship Award through our organization. This gentleman had a great vision of how he could reach out into the community and help young women and girls in our community to become nurses in honor of his wife. So the Seroptimist organization is the administrator of the program, and I just wanted to let you know that this will be an award that will be given out twice a year, and the applications can be picked up at Great Basin College or at Career Connections. So the scholarship is available to women entering a nursing program who are residents here in Pahrump and who may need financial assistance. The application does need to be in for this scholarship period by July the 20th. So please, if you are interested in getting one of these scholarships, make sure that you pick up an application at the college or at Career Connections. The generosity of this gentleman is just amazing, and we're really privileged to be able to be the administrator. It covers the tuition for the course. It covers your books, not your cell phone. It covers your books that you need for the course. It gives you money to get your CPR card that you need to have before the course. It covers your scrubs and shoes that you need to get started, all of those things, so that you can get into the program. And then upon completion, successful completion of the training program, it also will cover additional scrubs to get you off to work, as well as the cost for your testing and licensing that you need.
Former Vice Presidential hopeful Sarah Palin is scheduled to be the headline speaker in a Las Vegas conference geared towards conservative bloggers. The Right Online Conference, which boasts more than 1 million members nationwide, will host the former Alaska governor at the conference on June 15th and 16th.
The Pahrump Gunfighters performed a Memorial Day show in honor of those who have served our country.
We're having our annual memorial celebration with the Pahrump Gunfighters. We also honor our fallen gunfighters, and we did a little dedication for Memorial Day. It's also our last event here at Dusty Flats now until the fall. So we just want everyone to come out and have a good time.
We had a little bit of Dan, the Magic Man.
Oh yeah, he did magic. He's great. Dan, Gambler Dan, the Magic Man.
And so the Gunfighters, this is the last show until fall, but you'll be having other events that you'll be at.
Right, right. We're going to be doing the Jim Butler Days. We have a few things coming up. Yeah.
And then Dusty Flats is right here next to Stage Stop, just in case people don't know where it's at, right off Irene and Blagg. Yeah. When's the first show coming up in the fall?
It'll be the last Sunday of the month of September at 2 o'clock.
And we're looking for people who would like to perhaps join the Gunfighters and perform as well.
We sure could use some more people. You just have to have an attitude and want to have fun. There's no other requirements, and you can call Dan Delgado at 751-3458. Yeah.
There you go. And then you guys will also be at Fall Festival in the fall.
I do believe we're going to be in the parade. I know we're doing it like a 21-gun salute. I'm not sure if we're going to have a booth there or not.
And please keep it here because we're going to have more local news for you right after the break.